Hello, 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 and welcome back to the 12. This is a show about the Women's Super League, aka the highest division of women's football in England. We're here to discuss all things WSL, both on and off the field. Each week, we'll be breaking down games, showcasing stars, and highlighting important stories surrounding the game. My name is Deepti, and I'm here with my co hosts Mark, Tom Baum, and Treb. And this week, it's about channeling your inner Hope Solo. That's a good thing. Yes, it's not a good thing, chat listeners, because we're talking about Mary Earps, and I'm sure you guys who are in the WOSO scene have heard of what's going on with Mary Earps and Hannah Hampton and the beef brewing between the two. Um, just a quick recap. Mary Earps was the number one keeper for England women's national team. She was dropped and basically benched prior to the Euros and in favor of Hannah Hampton. And then because of that, that kind of spurred Earps's early retirement. I don't know, early or not, but she retired basically after being benched. And now she's released a book and she's come out some of the excerpts from the book lay out her side from like that benching and what she thinks of the whole situation, obviously, and has said some pretty, I don't even know what's the right word, like divisive and spicy things about how she feels about Hannah Hampton and Serena Wiegman and the whole situation. So now it's become this whole thing in women's soccer. And someone else can explain why we are saying she's channeling Hope Solo, because that's another story from the past.
So, was it the 2008 Olympics? I believe it was.
It was the 2007 World Cup. Oh no,
No,
yes,
it was yes. U.S. Hope Solo had pretty much taken over the number one job as U.S. Women's National Team keeper, and the manager at the time, whose name escapes me, when they played Brazil in the semifinal, decided to start Brianna Scurry over Hope Solo based off of Brianna Scurry's past performances against Brazil, and Brazil whooped that ass. And Hope Solo has never been one to hold her tongue about anything, and directly after the match, she questioned the manager, questioned the decision, said that she was the number one keeper, that there should not have been any changes to the squad, that the manager did not set them up for success. It screamed not a great teammate, but I'm going to make this all about me. And that is kind of the vibe that I am getting, at least about Mary Earps and the Lionesses.
yeah. I don't know. Like a lot of it for me, so like about this particular issue is obviously about the book, right? The autobiography. It's called, I think, Unapologetically Me, and it's kind of in its I guess media release, the sort of like PR campaign is supposed to be like a tell-all kind of book, but we don't really get all from Mary Earps, right? Like, so she references the situation with Hannah Hampton in the 2022 Euros, where she says her behavior threatened to derail training sessions at times. And then, we know that after that Euros, Hannah Hampton was actually dropped by Serena Wiegman, and Wiegman at that press conference said that, she had some personal issues that she needed to work through. But like, I think I would love to know more about what it is exactly, uh, you know, was so the behavior that Hannah Hampton had. Like, what was it that Mary Earps is still, kind of bitter about it? I mean, like, I don't know how else to put it. I don't necessarily want to uh, dismiss her viewpoint or make her seem like petty, but it's definitely it's certainly something that like still bothers her, right? It's still something that she's held on to. I don't know how long she's been writing on this book. I'm assuming it's been within the past year. So let's say like 3 years later. Um, so I don't know. Like I thought that was interesting. I thought also it was interesting that she was critical of Wiegman in terms of how she handled telling her that basically that she was being her time with the national team was coming to an end. And especially like as a goalkeeper, you get replaced, you don't necessarily get your spot back, right? Like that's kind of that feels a little more permanent. Um, but again, I would love to like. So she says that Wiegman made her choice, made her final decision for who's going to be her goalkeeper for the Euros in April, right? And she says Mary Earps at that point says that she told Serena that she wanted to retire, and that Serena convinced her to stay on for the Euros, and she agreed. But then, like about a month later, a few weeks before the Euros, Earps obviously like publicly decided to retire and so forth. And Earps says that she was manipulated to kind of stay on a little bit longer. But again, like I would love to know what exactly she's talking about because from the outside, it looks like she was asked by a coach. I think an ask that most coaches in that situation would do, right? Ask the experienced player who's being replaced to stay on, be a good teammate, be a mentor and what have you. And to like have to be told that you don't want to participate like a little, with not much time left before the tournament, I would be annoyed about that too. So like this book was Mary Earps' opportunity to like give her side of the story, and I think we got more like her opinion of what happened more than like what actually happened. So it's like I don't want to pile on Mary Earps, but she's not making it easy. I think with and even like in the release of the book, like she's chosen different excerpts to use for this rollout, right? But why this excerpt? Like why months after a very successful Euros campaign for England and specifically Hannah Hampton. Like at that point, like no one's gonna take your side, you know? It's what it is.
It's like the timing, she tried to time it correctly, but actually chose the worst timing of it all. Like,
Yeah.
um, but you're so right. It's like I haven't read all the excerpts that have been released, but the one I guess that sparked this whole thing is like where she says that Serena was rewarding bad behavior on Hannah Hampton's part. Um, and part of it sounds petty because we got the like a perfect photo and perfect picture moment of at the Ballon d'Or when Hannah Hampton won Best Keeper of like in the world basically, and Mary Earps was the one who had to give. Was it the Ballon d'Or or was it the FIFA awards? I forget which one, but either way, it was for Best Keeper in the world on the women's side, and Mary Earps was the one who had to give the trophy to Hannah Hampton, and there's this perfect image of Hampton making the speech, and then Earps on the side, just like with the worst look, just giving her a death glare. Um, and that was truly, I feel like, the moment that might have like sparked this and been like, okay, I need to like release this now so people know like the true whatever what she's truly like.
Maybe that should have been a journal entry and maybe not a book, though. I'm just saying.
It could have been an email. um Trev, I know you had some interesting thoughts though as well.
I mean, it's like Mark said, right? Like it's hard to take sides when you don't have particulars about what's going on. I will say we did see, I'm surprised Mark didn't mention this, but like we did see Sonia Bonpastor take defense of Hannah Hampton. Like immediately after these quotes came out, she was just like, what did she say, Mark? She was like, one of these keepers has class, and I know my keeper has class, right? So like taking defensive Hannah Hampton, but like I also feel like in sports, it's hard because like just because a player is liked by a coach doesn't necessarily mean that they are a good locker room presence.
Oh,
All right, good. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm good now. But like I know that's the thing in sports where it's like you can be a good player and a coach is always going to like a productive player, a good player, but you might be hated in the locker room. And like Mark said, she was already dropped once, and I think that there, where there's smoke, there's fire. She's had Hannah Hampton. That is, she's had other issues come up in other teams that she's played for. So
Yeah, because let's not forget, like Carla Ward said
yeah,
some similar things about her when Hannah Hampton, that is, when
yeah.
she was at Villa. So like,
So this is not something new that Hannah Hampton is said to be a disruptive presence kind of during training and in the locker room. But at the same time, if we don't have particulars on it, we can't really be like,
Form our
yeah, we
opinion,
agree with
yeah.
you. And then also doing it, like you said, like doing it right after the Euros win and doing it in after a season where Hannah Hampton was voted best goalkeeper of the year, like it looks like a lot of sour grapes. It's like, why haven't you said this before? But at the same time, like from the outside looking in, the whole Mary Earps thing, it very much looked like she was called in for a team, and 2 days later she was like, I'm retiring and I'm out. And I would have liked to have heard this then, because then it's like, okay, we get insight as to why you chucked the deuces and left. But like to talk about this months later and expect people to like take your side, I think it's a little bit hard because you don't really have other players either coming to Mary Earps's defense and being like, yeah, Hannah Hampton's like the worst teammate in the world.
Well,
Like it
I
looks
was
like,
going to say, I think it's telling that no players have come to either side's defense.
yeah,
Like no
yeah,
players have come to Hannah's defense either.
that's true.
So there probably is some truth in it.
Like I said, I think, from an, obviously nobody here is like professional athletes, but just like from a, if you've played sports before, that if a teammate is producing and a teammate is good, you're more willing to put up with a lot more off of the field, off of the pitch. You're willing to put up with a lot more of their kind of like shenanigans, things that you don't like. You're just like, you know what, it is what it is. You're a good player. Like that's, I think, a lot of times why you don't hear about the bad things great players do until after they retire. Then it's like their teammates and ex-teammates feel free to be like, you know what, this person was an asshole. Like you take someone like Kobe Bryant, like Michael Jordan, like these are all great players, and then you talk to their teammates and some of them are like, yeah, but like, kind of hated them a little bit.
they weren't a great hang. Just saying.
Like they're not the kind of person that you're like, let's go to the bar, have a drink with. But when you're a professional athlete, you don't need that in your teammates a lot of times. You just need them to do their job. You need them to help you win, and then you move on. So it's just interesting timing from Mary Earps to do this in a year that is basically Hannah Hampton's year, right? Like she's part of the Euro team that won. She's the best goalkeeper in Europe at the moment, if not one of the top two, because I think like what is it for the keeper for Barcelona, Karakoy, like she's also considered one of the best. So, but yeah, it's interesting timing. I just wish she would have. I wish she would have given us more particulars. Honestly, like it's just vague to be like, oh, this person is disruptive and you're rewarding bad behavior. Like, tell us what happened. Let us know. Like, you're retired now. There's no repercussions. Can't nobody tell you shit. Give the tea.
I almost feel like, yeah, like it was the worst timing. Any other time would have been better. Like, wait, don't do it when Hannah Hampton's on like the highest that she's ever been, basically. Because like you said, it just comes off as petty now. But I'm wondering, like, I mean, obviously this is all speculation, but we'll see in like the future if and when like Hampton falls, then they're gonna other stuff might come out, and then she'll be like, "See, I told you so." But yeah, it's just like whoever told her this was the right time to release, like the PR campaigner, the lead campaign person, wrong
Marketing
timing.
let her down. Marketing let her
Well,
down.
well, so that's interesting that you say that, because I believe that the Guardian is like has been helping her promote the book, and I'm wondering if the Guardian has been like, oh, this might not be a great time for either, like, necessarily either player, but it's a great time for clicks for us. So basically what I'm saying is that the Guardian is basically Woso Andy Cohen right now, and just the messiest bitch you know.
Messy. But I will say also, like, Earps, I saw her Instagram stories a couple of days ago, or maybe last week, and obviously like had like a full like notes app thing, being like, "Oh, I didn't mean for this to cause any like rift, and like you're just pitting two women against each other, and like it's like you kind of started it though."
I love when the notes app apology comes out from professional athletes, and it's always your fault. It's never them and what they said. It's always like, how dare you spin this in a way like wasn't nobody talking about this until you said it. You said it. We didn't just like make this narrative up out of thin air. Wasn't nobody, like I said, this year everyone was praising Hannah Hampton, and you're the one that came out talking about rewarding bad attitudes and rewarding bad behavior. So like, stand on business. Like, why are you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
stand
the
on business.
thing. Like, if you're gonna say it with your chest. Like, and then I saw there's another interview where basically she was like, "Oh, I like sent her private messages being like, oh, there's no bad blood between us, like whatever." And that's, if you're on the receiving end, like you see this person say all this stuff about you. Granted, she does say like Hampton is a good keeper and whatever. I think it's more just like you said, in the locker room, or like on the, like as a team player, she's maybe that's what she was hinting at, where that's not there. But still, like, you have this former player saying all the stuff about you that's putting you in a bad light, but on the side she's like, by the way, no bad blood, like I don't want us to like fight. How would you feel about that?
I feel like that text did not say no bad blood, honestly. I guarantee you that text was more along the lines of like, I'm sorry this got out right now like this. Because like I also feel like if you're someone like Hannah Hampton, if it's true what they say, right? Like if there is fire where there's smoke, you know, as a person and especially as an athlete, like you know when nobody fucks with you. Like you know when you rub people the wrong way. And to some degree, when you're that good, you don't really care. Right? Like I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to do my job. I'm here to be the best. It is what it is, right? So like I don't think that text was very much like, I'm sorry, like, please, I didn't, like, I guarantee that text was just more like, sorry, it had to come out this way. And I'm sure Hannah Hampton probably looked at it and was just like, bet.
Last thing before we move on.
Yeah,
if
that
you were
text
in,
message is on red. Like,
yeah, exactly, right? It's just like, all right, bet.
Cool.
Last thing before we move on, if you were in Hannah's shoes now, would you come out with your own side and like your own statement, or do you just, like you said, just leave it and have people form their own thoughts?
I don't think she gains anything by saying anything about it right now, to be honest with you. You know, yeah, I think just keep on playing, you know, just play through it.
I think she had like an Instagram story when all this came out, saying something to the effect of like, I can't control how people talk about me, but I can control like how long I'm going to tolerate it, or something. Like basically like the same thing that like almost verbatim what Chloe Kelly said like when she wanted out at Man City. So I think that was probably all that she needs to say in that situation. I will be interested to see, like, I think given her level of notoriety, there's going to probably be a point, maybe over the holiday break, that somebody's going to be like, "Hey, I want to do an interview with you, and we gonna talk about this Mary Earps stuff." So it wouldn't surprise me if something came out like later, but not right now.
Yeah, I think if you had, like Deeply said, like if you had teammates coming to your defense, maybe you're like, see, look, I'm not a bad person. Everyone loves me. But, you know, when everyone else is silent, I think it's just one of those things. Like you said, like you just put out a little vague post, keep it moving, focus on Arsenal this weekend. Like it doesn't matter. You know, like
Yeah.
Tom said, you probably get asked about it over winter break when publications have nothing else to write about. And, you know, you keep it moving. Like why you gain nothing from it. You gain nothing from it other than a distraction. And when you're
Fair.
playing for a championship team like Chelsea, you don't need the distractions.
Fair. Let's talk about that championship team, shall we? We're going into match day 6 game that happened last weekend. But just to recap, to remind the listeners that Tom and I are now tied in our prediction game at 26 points. Mark is close behind, 22 points, and Treb rounds us out with 18 points. Still not too far away.
18. I thought I looked earlier. I was at 22. I thought I was only 3 points off of Mark. What
I
happened?
think that might be after the set of predictions.
Yes, correct.
After what?
After we do the next set of predictions.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My bad. I'm ahead of schedule. All right. We're good.
You spoiled everything. Come on. Anyway, first game that we had was Chelsea London City. Chelsea was playing at home and Chelsea won 2-0. However, London City, I think if you like look at when they played Arsenal and like United in the first couple games versus Chelsea now, I think they've grown immensely. And like if you talk about them playing like the big 4 teams, they have improved a lot. And I think they are slowly but surely coming into their shoes and like learning how to play as like one cohesive team. They had like a big chunk of the possession and looked, I think, fairly decent in the little like the clips that I saw. But Mark, tell us more.
Yeah. So yeah, 2-0. On the surface, it would appear like another like academic win for Chelsea. They got the first goal late, or the first goal early, second goal late. But like you said, I thought London City actually were a lot more competitive than I expected them to be. Like even looking at the numbers now, it says they had 0.71 expected goals, but it felt like more. Or at least certainly it felt like they troubled Chelsea more than that, I thought their press was pretty solid. Like Chelsea, of course, we build out of the back. That's actually like how the first goal happened. They kind of built out of the back on the right. And Ellie Carpenter, like they're doing that thing where like the center backs and the goalkeeper are passing the ball around. And then Ellie Carpenter gets the ball on the right and she plays it forward to Beaver Jones, I think it is, and that really kickstarts the attack. And then I think it's Walsh or Guru Wrighton maybe who finds Baltimore on the left. Baltimore takes her defender. Baltimore's kind of 2-on-1 actually, but Fernandez is like the defender who's right in front of her, and she like Baltimore kind of hesitates a bit and manages to get to the byline.
Why did Fernandez give her the byline when Gayorro was in field, to give her support? I didn't understand that at all.
Fernandez was defending like her boots were in cement. Like she was just stuck. Like she was looking at Baltimore. She was like didn't know what to do, and then gets the ball across. And Carpenter, who kind of started that move, finished it off. And so Lucy Braun started this match, and this was her first start for Chelsea this season. And if you'd asked me about Lucy Braun's coming back earlier this season, I would have said it's for Carpenter. But at this point, I think Carpenter, unless she's being rested or is injured, I think she's undroppable. Like she's actually been really, really good for Chelsea. She's good in possession. Obviously she gets up and down the wing. She has pretty decent goal scoring instincts. She will look for her shots. She has a good cross. Like, yeah, man. Like it's tactically, I think Ellie Carpenter has helped Chelsea a lot. And I think you saw that in this match. But Yeah, the London City had their chances. Isabel Goodwin had a couple chances. She had one where she came across. She made a run across goal. I think it was in the second half when it was still 1-0, and she kind of like kicked it onto her own foot. I thought probably should have put that on target. There was a giveaway when Chelsea were trying to play out of the back in the first half that I think it was Gayoro took the ball away from Nushkin, and then Nushkin kind of fouled her in the process. And Goodwin like had time to take a touch, but she snatched at it and blasted it over. There was also a penalty shout in this match. It didn't. Nushkin looked like she fouled Sangari, I think is her name. It looked like she fouled her. Like Sangari definitely got to the ball, and it doesn't look like Nushkin gets the ball, but not the foul obviously wasn't called. But yeah, I thought London City were actually pretty competitive. I thought maybe a better team with a more clinical striker would have gotten something out of this match. But yeah, Sam Kerr came on, in I think the 72nd, 73rd minute, and like we always say, she scored in about 15 to 20 minutes later. So it's kind of a long ball played up the sideline. Goalkeeper comes out. Doesn't She gets to the ball initially, but the defender, like, it's just a terrible touch back to Sam Kerr, and goalkeeper doesn't have enough time to get back in her box. But I thought it was like a nice instinctive finish from a fairly difficult angle. Um, you thinking that that's also Sam Kerr's first goal at Stamford Bridge since she got injured. So, um, good for her. But yeah, it's looking like the old Sam Kerr is back. I think she's going to start next weekend. Like, that's just a hunch I have. I kind of feel like they've been building towards the Arsenal match specifically. And, like, you look at the time she's been playing, it's been like 15, 20 minutes here and there, like consistently for Chelsea. And then she started, I think, both matches for Australia and over the international break. So, you would think that I think she's ready to start. I think she'll start next week. We'll see. But yeah, overall, solid performance from Chelsea. Like, I think they were slightly lucky that London City were maybe not a little more clinical, but yeah.
I'm just also disappointed that we didn't get the sportsmanship derby between Ellie Carpenter and Dan Van de Donk. I don't think Van de Donk's played a minute yet. Do we
She
know
has
what
not.
the extent of her injury
I feel like
is?
she's played, but not a
I don't
lot
think I've
this
seen
season.
her play.
Has she not played at all this season?
I don't know if she's even been on like the start or in like the 18, but yeah, I don't actually know. I haven't read too much into what her injury was, but as far as I know, she's been like training, but I don't know if she's, just not match fit yet. But yeah, we can look up that while we keep going. But
It says her last match just played, at least according to FOTMob, was in July for the Netherlands.
yeah,
So maybe she has hurt. Yeah.
well, hope she's back soon. I think she will also obviously like change London City for the better and like in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
But we also had that day on Saturday, Man City versus West Ham. Man City won 1-0. This was another match where I thought City would, or I should say, like the favorite would score way more goals than they actually did. Tom, what happened here?
First of all, what happened is that City's injury list is hella long and got longer because Alex Greenwood is out. And that means that they had to start Gracie Pryor. And oh my God, do you know like how terrible it is for your blood pressure? Like, you wake up, brush your teeth, get ready for the match, and then you see Gracie Pryor in the starting 11, like, before you take your blood pressure medicine. That's just terrible. Just all bad. Just bad. Ugh. Also, we're in the Hackabunny section of the season because, dog, the way that she just gets mauled and attacked and gets no calls at all is so blatantly disrespectful. it makes me ugh, it just infuriates me to no end. But City just looked really, really leggy. You can tell like the lack of depth is starting to get to them. I think
Mm.
like if you look at their bench, and who was on it, like there were a lot of people that were like 17, 18, 19 years old, and you're like, this ain't what you want necessarily. It didn't look great. I mean, granted, like there were definitely some opportunities that were missed. City wasn't very clinical in the second half of the match. It's like they had quite a few really good set pieces that just didn't fall. Like I think Alba Fujino, the goal scorer of the match, like the goal that she did score was great. However, I think that she literally blocked Bunny Shaw from scoring two different goals from just like being in front of Bunny on two different set pieces, which was a little bit frustrating. I was kind of impressed by the amount of fight that West Ham seemed to still have, even after like, especially in the first half. And they probably should have scored towards the end of the first half. Jade Rose, Blinkilde Brown just gave the ball directly to Shakira Martinez, like right at the top of the box. And Shakira Martinez dribbled in and like took too many touches probably. And Jade Rose just took the ball off of her feet. She is kind of like the eraser at this point for Man City, which they probably need. Especially with Greenwood and Rebecca Canuck still not 90 minutes fit. I know that she was on the bench, but I mean, if she was 90 minutes fit, there's no way that Gracie Pryor starts. So I think this is probably just kind of like a survive in advance, make sure that you get the 3 points, and keep pace with Chelsea. So from that perspective, it was good, but yeah, the legs is not looking great, and the injury report is also not looking great. And so I'm looking at Therese Shorge again, because this is not the first time that this has happened to City, because it happened around the same time last year. And it's like, so what is your training staff actually doing? Like, why is it that this is the point in the season that players are breaking down? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest takeaway from this particular match.
I'm looking, so I use the Forza football app, and it's saying that City had only the one shot on target, and like that was the one goal.
Correct.
That's kind of wild against West Ham.
Yeah,
Is
like
there?
I mean, all those like the set pieces, like again, City blocked their own shots, and like there was a couple times where the ball just pinged around like a couple of like inside the box, but then like West Ham was able to clear it out.
What's the reason that Grace Clinton didn't play?
She's still injured.
She's still injured. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, yeah, injuries galore. It seems like.
Yeah, because I don't think like the way that not Seb Hines had started the season off with Aman Benet, you would think that like made you think that like, oh, I realize that this is a young player. She probably shouldn't start every match. Like, but we do need to play her. Like, but now based off of injuries, she has to start. Like, and I don't know how great that is for her development.
Fair. But yeah, it's come to that point where it's like, okay, you have no choice now.
Correct.
I mean, it was, yeah, like you said, there was some fight put up by West Ham, but unfortunately they still have not been able to score their first point of the season. So they're still sitting in 12th place, which is in that relegation playoff spot. I forgot to do the prediction points for the Chelsea game. So going back to that, Like I said, Chelsea won 2-0. None of us predicted the score correctly, but we all predicted a Chelsea win, so we get a point for that. And then similarly, we all predicted a City win, but like I said, no one predicted just a 1-0 scoreline. We all had 4-0, 3-0, 4-1, etc. So a point on both matches for all of us. Next up, there was Aston Villa versus Everton. My goodness, this one ended 3-3. This was probably one of the best matches of the weekend, actually, in my opinion, because it was just end to end the whole time. And I think, first of all, it was interesting that both Rachel Daly and Ebony Simon started on the bench. Neither of them started the match. And I wonder if I don't remember if Villa played in one of the domestic cups very recently, and so maybe that's why I think they both were playing in there. And Villa is definitely a team that can focus on the domestic cups, and they have a chance to go pretty far in those. So if they're saving them for that, I understand. But we also had Kelly Gago back for Everton, and she made an immediate impact. We were talking about a couple weeks ago, at least, that they've missed her. Like, Everton looked really strong starting off, and then there was a sudden dip, and they hadn't been doing as well as we had expected them to against certain teams. And it's probably a major reason is probably because Kelly Gago was not playing; she was injured. Now she's back, and back in a big way. If I remember correctly, she scored at least one of them, if not two of the goals.
She scored a brace. Yes.
She scored a brace. Yes.
Yeah.
And this, well, the brace was fine, but they also had an own goal. I think Everton did. So it was back and forth. Everton scored first, then Villa, and then Everton again. Villa's second goal was crazy because it was entirely on a counterattack, and it was a really good pass across the length of the field basically, and quick 1-2, and really good football by them, and they scored. And then there was an own goal that was a pretty rough deflection on an Everton player.
I
and
felt so bad for Ruby
yeah.
right there. It was just oh god, because that was the thing. The keeper had it. If she doesn't make an attempt, the keeper had because I think it was off of a short corner, and I think it was Kirsty Hansen just put it in, just see what happens, and
Exactly. And it's one of the you feel bad because in the moment you don't, obviously as the defender you think okay, let me just clear it anyway, get a touch on it and clear it. But then if you just deflect it wrong, it goes in the back, and that's what happened. So that own goal made it 3-2 Villa, and at this point Everton actually was the better team on the day, I'd say, and they had attack after attack after attack, but yet they found themselves down until the 4th minute of stoppage time. Kelly Gago comes through again and scores, and Everton scrapes by with getting the point. So they were about to drop points in a match that they actually deserved to win, in my opinion. But they scraped out a draw and finally got back on to scoring points for the table. So really good one. I think both teams, this was a pretty evenly matched game, just on paper. But like I said, Everton seemed stronger just from the get-go. Even the first 15 minutes was just constant attack on their part, and they probably could have scored more if they had a little bit more of clinical finish. Both Gago and Vignola together, I think can do a lot of good things for Everton.
I was really impressed with Everton's first 15 minutes of the match.
Yeah.
So it was almost like they knew that Ebony Salmon and Rachel Daly were on the bench. So let's take advantage of those minutes and try and score as much as possible, or like be in control of the match as much as possible, and they really did do that.
Yeah. Okay, this one. Predictions wise. Tom, you had Villa winning 4-1. Mark had a draw, 2-2 draw. You were the closest. Treb also had Villa winning 2-1, and then I also had a draw, but I thought it'd be a 1-1 draw. So a point for Mark and I, no points for Tom and Treb. Next up, we had Brighton versus Man United. This one, United got the win away 3-2. I just remember like when it was 2-0 when I like stopped kind of like following the game, and then I was surprised to come back and see it 3-2. So somebody who did watch most of it, talk us through.
Yeah, it was. I think outside of the Everton Villa 3-3, this was probably the most surprising final score line, just because on one side for United you had Fallon Joyce, and on the other side you had Ndozi, and so I think it was expected to be a goalkeeper battle. So to see 5 goals in a match was pretty surprising. Yeah, like you said, Duty, United got out to an early lead. And to be fair to them, like they seemed to be controlling the match the whole time. Fran Kirby cut it in half in the 68th minute on a really good goal. Like the passing was just really pure. I will say that was the thing about Brighton this match was their passing was really good. They were able to get the ball over top of the defenders for United. Even on that second goal late, like they were able to get the ball over the defender for Psyche, and so it wasn't like you could just tell that they were just missing Michelle. As we talked about last week, Michelle is out with the ACL injury. She's, what is obviously probably going to be a season-ending injury. But they still hung in there. Rosie Kafaji had a decent game. She didn't get on the score sheet, but she was able to create a lot, get open spaces. But it was just another match where, like I said, United took the early lead behind Turlin and Jess Park, and they seemed in control most of the match. I will say I really hate to say it because I like Ndozi as a goalkeeper. I'm slightly disappointed with how she performed that match, just because I felt like 2 of those 3 goals could have been handled a little bit better. It's not like they bounced off her hands and went in, but like just the way that they were shot, like they were just low driven shots. It wasn't like there was a lot of bouncing around in the box that kind of had the goalkeeper guessing which angle to go, where to go, but it was just, they were just outright goals that just United scored. And I felt like Ndozi on her day probably saves those, 2 of those 3 shots. She just couldn't get to them on the day, and United was able to come away with a 3-2 win. I feel like maybe it's just me. Like, you guys can jump in. Like, maybe it's just me. I feel like I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop on United, because they just keep winning and they keep doing just enough to get the 3 points. But I feel like as the season goes on, there's more and more matches where they absolutely look vulnerable. Like, they just look like a team that probably isn't going to come away with wins like this late in the season. But they did it this time. Like you said, like I watched this match. I was up early in the morning watching this match. I was expecting it to be a goalkeeper battle. I think the thing about United this season, they score early. Like, they are really good at getting on the front foot. They're really good at applying the pressure early. They get that early goal. And it's not necessarily that they sit back. Like, I've yet to see them really kind of park the bus, but they're just really good at getting in that mindset of like, we're going to score first and we're just going to defend and we're going to shut you down and we're going to limit your chances. And that enough is already hard. But then when you add in the fact that they have Fallon Joyce in between the posts, like, even if you get 1 or 2 or 3 chances, 90% of the time those chances are getting saved. Again, like, I was surprised to see 2 get past PTJ, but they were really good goals. Like on the last goal of the match for Psyche, like, she chipped the keeper. Like, that was like, again, it was just the passing was really good. over the top of the Man United defense. The defender couldn't get to it. Psyche got on the ball and just chipped her. And so it's like things like that, like it's hard for a goalkeeper to defend, right? Like I'm more forgiving of those in terms of looking at a goalkeeper's performance because those are hard to get to. But in Dozy, like you look at the goals that she conceded, like I said, a couple of those just really felt like goals that a world-class top goalkeeper should get to. And I think that's just, again, I think that the harsh grading is just more on what she's proven to be and what she's done and what I've seen from her. Like I know on her day she could be a lot better. But yeah, credit to United. They got another win. And like I said, maybe it's just me. I'm still waiting on that other, maybe it's just hope. Maybe it's copium. I don't know. I'm still waiting on United to like start losing matches because they seem to just know what they need to do to win. And they are doing just enough. And they're proven to be a strong side. I think it's time now. You know, I said it last week. This is going to be a really crucial stretch for United. So far, they've handled it well. They still have a couple of tough Champions League matches coming up, but I think if they don't start slipping up before that break in the middle of December, like I think this is definitely a team that you have to look at and say this is a top 3 team for sure because they just look so strong. And with Turlin up there and with Millard up there, and I think they have the one thing that a lot of the other top team, like when you talk about City, like Tom just mentioned, when you talk about Arsenal, which we'll get into next, even when you talk about Chelsea, as deep as they are, like those 3 teams are dealing with health issues right now. Like those injury lists are long, but United is probably the healthiest team in the WSL right now. And they're really good and they're doing enough to win. And so kudos to them. They just keep on chugging.
Yeah, in all competitions this season, they've only lost 1 match, and that was the first leg against SK Brun.
The shoeless match.
That's exactly.
You look at the team that they lost to, and you're just like,
no, but like the reason they lost too is because they didn't have their boots. Like they literally had to wear,
true.
Like, new boots.
They
so, like,
they literally left their shooting boots at home. Like it wasn't. They had to go to Dick's Sporting Goods and get replacements. So,
but just a word on United. Like I do think that they are at least showing, like what they've shown so far is legit. You know, they lead the league in goals. I think that's probably. I think what's most impressive about them to me this season is they have like an array of goal scorers, right? Like Millard is a big time contributor this season. Turlin, I think, is really good.
Jess Park is up there.
Jess Park. Oh my God.
I said it before. Y'all laughed at me. I said that they won that swap deal. I felt like United won.
Get in here.
It's not looking great.
I understand. I understand.
I said it. I felt like United won that swap deal.
I understand that you had. I get that you had to get Grace Clinton. I understand that. But did you have to send them Jess Park and cash? You gave them cash on top of Park.
They got money on top of the goals they're getting from Park. Park is killing you right now.
I know.
She's like what the United were missing or something. I don't know. Like it's like I will say like I watch her this season for United. I'm like Jess Park was always this good. Like, but yeah, man. I don't know. Like I think United is scary. I was thinking about this actually after our last recording. Like you said, like this is a big month for them. They play PSG and Wolfsburg in the Champions League. But if they continue like this, like
and they have the Manchester Derby right in between those. So those 3 games in a row.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
All
like,
in 1 week. That's the 3 matches.
A crucial stretch for them to like prove their worth, but
exactly.
I feel confident in them to do so. Because again, like Tom just mentioned, Grace Clinton hurt. Like the best of ability is availability. And right now, United are just healthy and they're good. You know what I mean? And when you're healthy and when you're good, sometimes that's all you sometimes that's all you need. And I will say this, like the last thing, like we talked about Jess Park. I kind of get like for the NWSL sickos out there, I get like Penelope Hawking vibes from Jess Park, where it's like she's left one team and they were talking mad shit about her, and she's just like, bet I'm just gonna go out here and score. Because like for those that don't know, Penelope Hawking used to play for the Stars in Chicago, and when she was traded away the general manager famously said that he was looking at Sakradana and like felt like, you know, she wasn't producing enough, and she subsequently ended up scoring like 4 or 5 goals in the next few matches. So I very much get those same kind of vibes where it's like Jess Park was traded in that swap. I guess you could say trade. Like, I know it's not technically a trade, but she was transferred away in that kind of swap scenario, and United is reaping the benefits because even if she's not getting on the score sheet, she's providing goal scoring opportunities for others, and that's just something that, you know, you can't. I mean, that's priceless. On top of getting cash too, I forgot about that. They got cash too. That's crazy. They probably won't spend it because United's ownership is dog shit. But
Right.
you know what? They got it. They got it.
Man, yeah, I'm looking ahead to that stretch. So like I feel like, to be fair, also they've played, the top 2 teams that they played are Chelsea and Arsenal, which they both drew
They
to.
drew, yeah.
But those, not next week, which is against Villa, but the 3 games after that, which is 2 Wednesday games and a Saturday in between, are PSG, the Mary Earps derby, then the Manchester derby, and then Wolfsburg United away at Wolfsburg too. So that will be tough stretch. Again, this is where like being healthy comes in and as a big advantage, and that I think will really solidify like how strong they actually are. This is like if the shoe's gonna drop, that's when it'll drop.
Yeah,
and if not,
I think that's
then,
what I'm
like,
waiting for.
yeah.
But like I said, if they keep winning and going to break, I will come on here and I don't know about happily, but like I'll come on here and admit like they're a top 3 team. Like you have to give it to them.
And you know what? I have nothing. I feel like I'm so indifferent against it. I actually enjoy watching them. Like they don't
I'm just a
seem
big
like a
again, as
rival
an
at all
American, like
yet.
I love
So,
Fallon
like,
Tillis
yeah.
Joyce. Like I'm just
Couldn't
glad that
be
she's getting
me.
yeah. I love Fallon Tillis Joyce. That's who I'm a fan of. Like I was one of the few that got to watch her with the Seattle Reign, and like I just always felt like she had this in her. And so to be performing the way that she's performed, to be getting the looks for the US women's national team that she's getting, and I feel like she's goalkeeper 1 for the national team at this point. I enjoy, as much as it's infuriating, like when they played Arsenal, I very much enjoy watching her play, just from a neutral perspective.
Yeah.
But speaking of tough stretches.
Well, hold on. Let's look at your predictions, guys.
I feel like I had United winning that.
I was
Yeah, me too.
Okay. I was the way it was written in the doc, which I was surprised about, but it looks like all of you chose Brighton to win, which I was like,
not with Michelle hurt. I don't think I would have chose
I
Brighton
would
to win.
have expected all of y'all to choose to at least pick a draw, if not a United win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to go back and listen to make sure that that's right.
Roll
but
the
I'm
tape on
almost
that,
certain with Michelle, because Michelle was hurt when we made those predictions. I can't fathom a world where I would have picked Brighton to win with Michelle Adjemaine hurt.
I'm pretty sure we picked United.
Had she been healthy, I might have picked the upset just to catch up, but I don't.
I think I might have. I think in the doc, like in retrospect, I think in the doc I might have typed that in incorrectly.
Okay.
And yeah, but
like I said, we'll listen and double check on that. We'll go back and double check on that. But
I will stand in the fact that I called this was going to be a 0-0 draw.
Yeah,
because I was like, oh, these are the 2 best goalkeepers in the league.
I thought at most we would see like a 1-1, maybe a 2-1, but like 3-2, that shocked me.
Yeah,
to be honest.
All right. So assuming that Mark and Treb also picked United to win, we'll each get a point for that. Mark was the closest, had a 3-1 win for United. Treb said 2-0. I said 3-0. So we'll each get a point for that.
Yeah, I can't imagine I would have said Brighton wins 2-0. Like, there's just no shot.
No, I don't think so either. I was like, I think this is just some Tom's trying
all
to
due respect to Brighton, like I said, when we knew Michelle was hurt coming into that recording.
Yeah.
That was some tomfoolery.
Some tomfoolery.
Go Go stare at the corner, Mark.
You know what? At 2 a.m., that's one of the funnier jokes I've heard today. So thank you. That got me even more. All right. Then we had Leicester versus Arsenal. Arsenal pulled out a 4-1 win, a much needed multiple goal scoring game, winning by multiple goals, as like they should have, as was, I guess, expected in the way of like if you saw Arsenal in the beginning. But after a kind of bump in the road, this was good to see them come back after the international break like this. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the highlights fully on this because I missed the match and I haven't even got to it, and I need to. But all I know is that Stina did in a good way, and yeah, had a great match. So Trev, take us away.
The super sub was a super starter in this match. Like it was the Stina show, really. I know that I'm looking at FootMob and they have one of her goals listed as an own goal, which like I guess fair. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those performances from Arsenal where they needed it the most. And again, like I go back to a couple recordings ago where I said in this little stretch leading up to Chelsea, like they need these 9 points. Like they needed to win these matches, and they've done exactly that. And I think capping it off with a 4-1 win. If this had been West Ham or Liverpool, I think you could kind of say, okay, like they are who they are. They're a bad team. Like how much confidence can you really get? But it's Leicester, and it's a Leicester team. First of all, it's Leicester away, and it's a Leicester team that outside of the opening match of the season where they played United, this was only the second time they've allowed more than 2 goals all year. So this is a team that doesn't allow a lot, and Arsenal just controlled that match. It was a 3-0 lead going into halftime. And unlike Arsenal that we've seen kind of in the last few matches where they absolutely let their foot off the gas, they were still trying to get a fourth. Like they were still trying to get a fourth. It just wasn't coming off. They weren't as aggressive with it as you would expect a team with a 3-0 lead going into halftime. Like they're not, this isn't FIFA or Football Manager. Like you're not going to go for a 10-goal win more times than not. But you could just tell like they were controlling the match. They were happy just letting Leicester kind of kick the ball about. Leicester ended up scoring, which I don't think it made people nervous, but Mushan got the goal in the 84th minute, and immediately Stina was like, nah, like I don't accept that. And she immediately answered with a goal, not even a minute later. So I think that was just Arsenal's way of saying like, yeah, you got a goal, but don't mistake it for you being on the same level as us, because we'll just go and get a goal immediately right back. Because that's just how we're playing today. Russo got on the score sheet, which is always good to see. It was just one of those performances watching where it felt like Arsenal at the beginning of the year, right? Like they had 9 goals at the first 2 matches of the season. I still think that Villa draw really kind of messed them up mentally, where it was like they had that win in the bag, last second goal off the corner, ended up being a draw. That put them going into United. That ended up being a draw, which led right into the Lyonnais match for the Champions League. We saw how that went. Like it's just been a rough stretch. And when you speak of rough stretches, this is the beginning of another rough stretch for Arsenal. Like we'll talk about the matches coming up, but like Arsenal right now, we've talked about it for weeks. They have Chelsea at home, and then they have Bayern away in the Champions League, Tottenham away in the WSL, and then Real Madrid at home. So this is going to be a very tough stretch. I will say, just from this Leicester match, like this is what they needed, especially dealing with injuries. Tom mentioned his team dealing with injuries. I think Arsenal have a right to also say that they are dealing with their own injury crisis. There's no Olivia Smith, who was out in the international break last window. There's Katie Reed, who's still dealing with a groin injury. Leah Williamson, who's still rehabbing her way back. I don't know how many of these players are going to be available for Chelsea. I would imagine we'll see Katie Reed. I think just from the sounds of her injury, I think she probably plays. I doubt we see Olivia Smith. But regardless of who we see, this is going to be a very crucial match coming up. Again, we'll talk about it in a minute when we get to talking about the weeks coming up. But like, I think that Arsenal needed this win going into what is probably going to be a match for their title hopes this weekend. So, but yeah, 4-1 win to the good. I mean, I was happy. It was great watching it. It was worth getting up at 4 a.m. for. Like I said, 3 goals in the first half. Like, I felt really happy. It just felt like watching Arsenal at the beginning of the season. And so maybe this is what they needed. I mean, Renee isn't the kind of manager that has proven to be the type to kind of shake up the lineup a lot. And I think that because of the injuries, she had to shake up the lineup. And maybe this is what they needed. Like, they just needed a shake up. They needed some fresh legs in there. They needed Stina to start. They needed Kyra Cooney Cross to play a little bit more. Like, maybe this is just what they needed. And hopefully it's the start of a great run, because God, are they going to need it?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So just quick note about this match with Arsenal. So I thought you mentioned Stina's having a great match, and I thought Russo and Mead were also really good. And like you were saying, it's, just something that they needed this performance, I think, individually and as a team. The one blemish I would say, or the one concern that I would have as an Arsenal fan from this match, was when it was 1-0. And I don't know what Van Domselaar was doing. I guess she was trying to play out the back, and she like played it into an oncoming attacker. Like, it's like, bro,
She's done that a handful of times this season, and I feel like I say it every week. I'm still not convinced.
There's something up with
she's
Van
100%.
Yeah.
Listen, if the season ended and you told me Van Domselaar had played the entire season with some kind of injury, I'd believe it. Right. Because she just doesn't look anywhere near the way that she looked last season.
Yeah.
And so, I mentioned the Leoness match, like, she handed them 2 goals pretty much. So I don't know what's going on with her. It's not like Arsenal can lean on their backups. I mean, Manu is out with an ACL injury. She's done for the season. Borb, they brought in the summer. I don't know. I mean, I would be stunned if she plays the Chelsea match, considering what Van Domselaar has played through. So, yeah, I mean, I just hope she cleans it up for that match.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not wrong. Like, I don't know. I have no explanation. She just hasn't been sharp this season.
Yeah. That was the only thing that I was saying. But yeah, Arsenal looked good. I think definitely the kind of match you want to have before this just a match.
Yeah.
The 9 points were crucial coming into this match.
It's true. Prediction wise, point for Tom, Treb, and I for predicting an Arsenal win. I was the closest. I said 4-0. Leicester got that one cheeky goal in the 83rd minute. Mark thought it would be a 1-1 draw. The hater hates always. He's alive.
And I don't regret it.
And then finally, to round out the weekend, we had Liverpool at Spurs. This one, I also did not watch. I did not have a lot of time this week to catch up on matches. However, Tottenham got another win, 2-1 over Liverpool, and they are, still above Arsenal on the table. That won't be for long, but it's one of those where they're getting all their quote unquote easy matches out of the way, and so they're building up all these points. So it looks like they're okay. But anyway, they are 4th in the table. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say it's good or bad. Tom, you can tell us about this match.
Okay, so in this match, Liverpool did the thing that they've been doing, which is where they're going to score first. I was actually really impressed with Beta Olsen, who did score the goal, and it was a really well taken goal. It seems like she created a nice little focal point for their offense. Like, even even as the match progressed, because they did score in the 11th minute. It also leads you like to ask the question, well, Gareth Taylor, why was she available for selection for the last 2 matches off the bench, but not selected to like play? Because these were literally her first minutes with the club. Spurs came back off of a goal from Toka Koga, who was listed as the on FOTMob as the star player of the match. But me, a person who has eyes, as Mark said last week, and even the commentary team said something to this effect, like, quote, everything good happening for Spurs early on has come through Olivia Holt. And like it was her assist, like, because it was more of a chip on the assist, because she ended up chipping the keeper crosswise in order for Koga to get the tap in. And then she just kept on creating scoring chances for them later on. And then in the 52nd minute, Spurs all-time leading goal scorer, Beth England, scored her goal, and that was the match winner.
She pops up at the most inopportune times if you're a Spurs hater, because she just like gets those goals that they just need for points. I dislike it.
So I have to go to this, and it.
Y'all know where this is going.
After the match, Martin Ho, his comments were like, "Hey, we knew this was going to be a tough opponent. We knew this was going to be a tough week with so many players coming off of the international break. I'm really proud of the performance of the team. Blah 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 blah." That Welsh man, Gareth Taylor, said, quote, "At the moment, we are showing glimpses, like I've said previously, in certain moments of the game, and just not able to sustain it because due to various factors." And
not the various factors.
I was like, first of all, I was like, are we firing Sean Nahas, or are we trying to like avoid
I know,
relegation
where have
in
we
the
heard this
WSL?
before?
Exactly.
Is it bad of me that like I agree with the first half of what he said? Like I can see what he means by like Liverpool have shown glimpses, because their last few matches they absolutely for spells look like the better team.
Yes.
Now I don't know what he means about the what did he say, the circumstance or whatever,
the various factors.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
It means that they're firing Sean Nahas. Apparently, I don't know. Like,
outside of that, that's where he lost me. It's like that. You had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you had me in the first half. I was with you. The various factors. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. You got that. But I will say, like I said, like Liverpool, the last few matches, I feel like probably come away with those with the results feeling like, damn, we let one go the last few times, because I feel like, the one against, what was it, the one against City,
they should feel like they've, like, in their last 2 matches have, like,
the one, well, even against the one against London, to be fair, we talked about that. That penalty was like,
they got Heaslip. That's something different. That's something different.
Disgusting. That was disgusting. So like, I feel like the last 3 matches, they feel like, damn, we should have at least came away with a point. Like, to be sitting here with no points right now with West Ham, like, again, I've said it before, I think when I look at those 2 teams with no points, West Ham is by far the worst of them, right? Like, if Liverpool have to play in the playoffs, I feel like they're going to put on a better performance than West Ham, who I feel like
also kind of showing some fight, though, as like we said, a little bit.
I don't know. I guess they're showing fight, but I feel more confident in Liverpool, which is crazy to say because they both have no points. Like, I don't know where this confidence is coming from. I just feel more confident. I think what it is like, I feel more confident in, like, right?
Why
I
do you-
think Kopax can score against a Charlton or like, you know what I'm saying? A WSL
why
2
are you
team more
feeling
than I feel like who's scoring for West Ham? Like who's getting that goal?
Vivian Asay or Shakira Martinez? Why are you
Maybe.
and also why are you feeling confident in a side who is coached by Gareth Taylor?
I'm not saying that I feel confident for them to win a WSL match. I'm saying if they had to go to the playoffs and play a WSL 2 side, I feel more confident in Liverpool winning that match than I do West Ham right now.
Nah, I don't know if I agree with you there.
West Ham has allowed 18 goals. What do you mean? They've scored 2. Anyway, this is this is the biggest argument of the mid ever because Liverpool has scored 3 and West Ham has scored 2.
Okay.
This is like, you know what I'm saying? These are 2 shit teams, but I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Name a single scorer on Liverpool.
Kopax.
Name another.
You said one. Leave me alone.
Beta Olsen. Like I think
okay.
like,
it could be a game changer, you're saying.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
Like I said, maybe it's bad of me. I agree with what Gareth Taylor said in the first half. Like they have shown glimpses. Now, those glimpses have been like 10 seconds, but they've shown glimpses. So
anything else on this one?
Yeah. Sorry.
I still don't believe in Spurs. Like regardless of what the result is, I don't believe in them.
like I said, unless they're playing Liverpool, I'm never picking them. Fuck them.
Yo,
Even that had me feeling like I fucked up on that one, honestly.
Like I've talked about their goal difference before, and it's +1. But even like their overall goals scored, which is 9, and goals allowed, which is 8, those numbers individually are both like middle of the pack. Like they are so Spurs are so mid. I'm not a believer in this top 4 thing that they're doing right now at all.
You said it. Like I said, we get 2 matches against Spurs. Listen, man. If the Chelsea match coming up is a title match, I still feel like we're gonna win top 3 even if we lose to Chelsea because we're not letting Spurs finish above us. That just can't happen.
No,
I refuse.
I mean, okay, they've played West Ham, Everton, City, which they lost 5-1, Villa, Leicester, Brighton, Liverpool, and then Chelsea, which they also lost. So like,
what was the Chelsea scoreline?
1-0.
Yeah, that was at 1-0, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, the 2 teams above them, they lost to. The rest of them are like far below and
they've struggled.
Should be wins. And so yeah, they're gonna be playing mid and above teams later, and we'll really see what they're like. So anyway, predictions.
I hope we put 10 past those frauds.
Tom, Treb, and I all predicted a Spurs win. Mark had a draw, so unfortunately no points for you, Mark. And then I guessed the score correctly, so an extra point for me.
See, Mark had the more faith in Gareth Taylor than I did, Tom. Like, you see that? That man picked a draw.
That was me being a non-believer in Spurs. And also me being like Liverpool have to get a point eventually, right? Like
do they? Do they?
Do they have to? They can't lose every match.
You sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Points.
Wait. When do West Ham and Liverpool play?
I literally, just pulled up the schedule to see if they played West Ham yet. They haven't. Their match against West Ham is the day before my birthday on December 14th, and it's away. And why do I feel like West Ham's going to win that 1-0?
Because it's at the Chigwell. That's why.
Exactly. That mojo that they have there sometimes.
No, West Ham's going to win that one.
We'll get to that prediction. We'll see what things look like at that prediction. The early tea leaves are saying that I'm probably going to pick West Ham 1-0 for that one. I'm not going to lie.
All right. And to wrap up prediction game scores after match day 7, we're about a third of the way through this regular season. Treb, you have 23 points. Mark, 26 points. Tom, 30 points. And drumroll, please, we have a new leader, new top of the table. It's me with 33 points.
See, I'm creeping up slowly but surely.
We're all
Keep
not
picking
too
those
far
draws
apart,
against
yeah.
Liverpool, Tom or Mark. Keep picking those Liverpool draws. Keep believing in them.
And Leicester, don't forget them.
Yeah. Well, that was just I feel like that
Yeah.
was more Arsenal hate. I get
He's just
that.
gonna keep
I
being
don't even get
an
mad at
Arsenal
that. Yeah,
hater.
I don't even get mad at that. But if that's how I catch up, I'm cool with that.
All right. I don't believe there were any other important news items to cover, so I'm gonna just hop to
Oh
match
wait,
day
what?
8.
What?
Yeah.
I'm just because I don't know. What is Michelle Adjumang's official
Injury,
diagnosis with the injury?
ACL, right?
ACL.
Yeah.
Ah,
No, yeah, that's what I said. She's out for the year.
Yeah, it's a long-term one.
It's the big 3 letters. Yeah, it's the big 3. It's that ACL, unfortunately.
yuck.
Yeah.
So, and that's really unfortunate for Brighton because, I mean, I can't see them falling to the bottom of the table, but as it stands right now, like they're a mid-table team, and I can see that Michelle injury is probably gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if Everton jumped them by the end of the season. They're sitting at 7th right now with 7 points. I wouldn't be surprised if Everton jumped them. I wouldn't be surprised if Leicester jumped them. I don't know if Villa will, but like I said, thankfully, I think Liverpool and West Ham have the battle for the relegation playoff firmly in hand.
I guess on other news that was on Michelle as well, and Leah Williamson, both Arsenal players, obviously. There's another set of awards that have been created by like an Italian newspaper, I believe it is.
The
And
Golden. Yeah.
yes, the Golden Awards. Leah Williamson got the Golden Player Women's Prize, and Michelle Adjumang got the European Golden Girl Award. And it's the first time that English players have won either award. And it's just to recognize, I guess, how good their season was for club and
Leia
country.
had Player of the Year
Um,
or just Defender?
it's what I'm seeing. It says Golden Player.
Golden Player of the Year. That's huge. I don't dispute that. I mean, I think anyone who saw that Barcelona Champions League final, like she was a fucking wall. I think she had like, what was it, 9? I think we talked about that. She had like 9, like it was some absurd like 19 blocks or some shit. Like she just crazy.
So that's some good news at least.
Oh, please come back soon. Please come back soon.
Hopefully.
Oh my God, please come back soon.
All right. Let's get straight to match day 8 predictions. We'll quick preview and quick prediction, mainly because it's late and we've been on for an hour and 20. But obviously, the big match of the weekend, Arsenal versus Chelsea at the Emirates. That is Saturday at 12 p.m. local time. We were just talking about this before we started recording, but for some reason, it's not the like standalone match of the weekend. Like, there's another match played at the same time, which is United Aston Villa at Lee Village Stadium, also Saturday noon kickoff. Don't know why. I mean, it's got to be. There's a lot of like noon kickoffs, like we were saying, probably due to like the Sky Sports deal and whatever. But still, the big marquee matchup is Arsenal-Chelsea, and that should be like, I'm assuming it's going to be on BBC, but that should be like all eyes on that one. What are we thinking?
Mark, I'll let you go.
I'm thinking 2-1 Chelsea.
All right. Tom?
My key to this match is what Arsenal is going to do to contain Ellie Carpenter. I think to Mark's point, she's been really influential in both defense and attack. I think that Sonia putting her at wingback has kind of been a revelation. So what is Renee going to do to counteract that? That being stated, Because this match is at the Emirates, I do have a 2-2 draw in this match.
All right, Treb.
This is a title for Arsenal. Like we talked about it before. I think if Arsenal lose this one, they can probably kiss the WSL title goodbye. I think while what you do with Ellie Carpenter is going to be key, I also think what Renee is going to do with Alyssa Thompson is going to be huge. I think this is probably going to be a Taylor Hines match just to keep pace or try to keep pace with Alyssa Thompson, because even if she doesn't score, like her speed is just super dangerous. I'm never going to not pick Arsenal in this kind of match. So this is definitely more heart than anything. I'm going to say 3-2 Arsenal.
Okay. I think a lot of like individual matchups will be kind of exciting in this because, like you said, like Hines and Thompson, and then I'm thinking maybe like the two Aussies, like if you get Ford and Carpenter kind of like matching up. It's hard. I don't know. I will be at this match. I should say
Ooh,
that.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be.
So
like,
you will watch this match. Okay, cool.
I will watch this one. Yes, I will be there. I will be very stressed the
I
whole
mean, you'll
time.
have Emily Fox in too. Like she should be healthier. I would
Yeah.
imagine, the American connection, like she's gonna be hovering around where Alyssa's at.
Yeah, Fox is gonna be there. We don't know about Olivia Smith, how she's gonna be, if she's
Or
back
Katie
yet.
Reed. I fully expect Katie Reed to play, but I don't think she starts.
She won't
So,
start. Yeah.
I think that's a Lottie Wubben-Moy and Steph Catley center back pairing match.
Oh, you don't think Codina will start?
No.
I kind of have more faith in Codina than a lot of women.
It's not a lack of
I'd
faith.
be,
I
I'd
just
be,
I
I'd
just
be
think I
forgetting
have
that Codina's on y'all squad. To
I
be
just think
perfectly
that like
honest.
Codina looked decent against Leicester, but just she had moments where it was like shaky. And I just think that when you're going up against a team like Chelsea, you need to be as perfect as you can.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's one of those matches where it's like I said, I think that's a Lottie Catley match.
Mark, you think Sam Kerr is gonna start? That's what you said. I think I'm also gonna go with a bit more heart than like what actually might happen. I initially was gonna say a draw, but then I've convinced myself, and I'm gonna go with an Arsenal win.
Believe.
And not just a win, but I'm gonna go 3-1.
I almost said 3-1. I said 3-1.
I said 3-1.
But I
could
was
see
just
3-2,
like,
and I'm like, I don't know if we get 5. We might get 5 goals.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Keeping
think it would
Chelsea to
take-
1 without Leah Williamson is gonna be tough.
I think it'll take that kind of performance. I could see Arsenal doing that. To be fair,
Yeah.
They
I think
just-
it'll
I
take
could see
3 to
I could
1
see
for
every
sure.
single one of these scorelines is what I'm saying. Like it
I
could
think for Arsenal it'll take 3 to win for sure.
yeah.
But I don't know about containing Chelsea to 1. Like that's why I said 3-2.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Okay, so like this is also something I really wanted to talk about for this match. Like, what about Lauren James? What's her availability look like?
Oh, and she's not going to be.
She's not gonna
she
be
has
there.
to-
Because
yeah,
I'll be
she-
honest, like all due respect to Lauren James in the past, like she could tear 3 ACLs, she could get punted to the moon, she could fall into a wormhole that sends her to a different galaxy. She can get hit by a bus 10 times and she would still be available for an Arsenal match. So like I thought for sure she like when I saw that picture of I think it was it a few days ago Chelsea posted a picture of her in training. I was like, here we go again.
Here we
Like
go.
this respectfully, like this bitch really gonna play in this match. And she's gonna come in the second half and she's gonna score a goal because like that's what she does. But like if she doesn't play, then maybe we hold Chelsea to 1.
You know, one thing I will say that I'm worried about is Arsenal getting after our big center back lady.
That's another one. How's Naomi doing it? She's gonna play for this one, right? Because she was
No,
at least on the.
She was on the bench. Yeah, she appeared on the bench, but she hasn't played any minutes for Chelsea yet. So I think the Arsenal match will
Might come
probably
off
be too
this one,
soon.
though. You think
Maybe
so?
she comes on at the end, but she definitely won't start. But yeah, man, Millie Bright is still looking like a liability. She played left
Stina.
center back versus London City. She had a moment where she went out to the left, like it was a long ball play. Isabel Goodwin runs it down, and like Goodwin just casually flicks it by her. Like she's just a cone. Like I'm just like, damn, dog.
This
Like,
definitely feels like a match, I will say, where it's like whoever doesn't do dumb shit is gonna win, right?
Yeah.
right.
Like if the defenders for Chelsea can avoid having a mistake, if Van Domselaar can avoid rolling it to fucking like Myra in the middle of the field, like open, you know what I mean? Like whoever makes the least amount of mistakes, I think is gonna, whoever plays the cleanest is probably gonna win this match, which is like,
right.
I know that's a bit obvious to say, but just how these two teams have played so far this season, like Chelsea have looked really vulnerable to start the year. They're starting to find their form. Arsenal like started off really hot, then looked really vulnerable, are coming into this match really hot. Like I think it's going to be whoever can play the cleanest is probably going to come out with that win.
It's true. I'm gonna say like it's sad to say, but I think Van Domselaar is our biggest weakness.
Biggest worry?
At the moment. Yeah, biggest worry.
I just think something's wrong with her.
Like she's the one who's most likely to probably make that one little mistake.
I can't prove it, but I feel like if the season, like I said, if the season ends and there's like Van Domselaar played all season with like whatever the fuck, like I'm just gonna be like, I knew it. Like I knew it, because she just doesn't look. It's not even that she doesn't look the way she looked last year, because she had a phenomenal season last year. She just looks off. Like you can just tell when a player just you can look at an athlete sometimes and just be like, you're dealing with something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is. Somebody's hiding something, but you're dealing with something. I can tell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see. Championship on the line. Big match.
Okay, moving on. United versus Villa at Lehigh Sports Village Stadium, Saturday noon as well. I mean, I think we said what we wanted to say about United pretty much, is that, they're still strong, and I don't think they're not against Villa. This is not one they're going to like fail. I say that, and then you see what's going
I was about to say, like, I don't know. Villa is just one of those teams where
that's
it's like
thing.
They are everybody's bogey team. I feel like, because like on their day they can make life hell for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can, and that is why. And that, like, what is United's plan for Ebony Salmon and Rachel Daly and Kirsty Hansen? That's going to be the key to the match for me. I will never pick United to win on this podcast, so I am going 2-2 draw.
Okay. I believe in United still. I'm going to go, or it's also more maybe that like Villa hasn't showed me the spark yet. Like they've had their chances, but there's no like, the finishing isn't completely there, even if they have Salmon and Daly and Hansen. Plus with Fallon in goal, I'm going to say I might go 3-1 again, United.
Mark, what you picking?
Yeah, that's the score I had in mind, actually. 3-1 United.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
I believe
crazy.
in them.
I have 1-0 United. I think United win, but like, I don't think they get that many. Like I said, Villa's a team that just like they're just one of those games where you feel like you have to grind out shit.
I also I wonder how much Skinner's going to rotate the lineup, knowing that he's got to
for the Champions League,
for PSG in the midweek for Champions League. So that will be interesting to me.
True.
I think 1-1 or 1-0 United. I almost said 1-1 draw. That's why I said that, because I was thinking that. But 1-0 United.
Okay. Then we have this one is probably my like most intriguing match of the weekend, is London City versus Spurs. Because London City's on the up and up a little bit. Spurs, we still don't believe in them. This one's at Copper Jacks Community Stadium, Sunday, just before noon, 11:55 a.m. local kickoff. I guess I'll go for. Actually, I need to think about this one, because
can London City score? Because like
that's what I'm saying. Like, unless it's a penalty, I don't know.
Yes, unless it's handed to them.
I was like, I don't know the answer to that. And I also know I don't believe in Spurs worth a damn. I,
No.
Drop the score line.
I hate this. I'm gonna say 2-1 Spurs, but I don't feel comfortable with it.
Oh, you're gonna go Spurs win?
I said that unless Spurs are playing Liverpool or West Ham, I will never pick them again. And I'm never picking them again. 2-1 London City.
I'm not
Do
convinced
something
the
for
city
me,
can score
Michelle
two yet,
Kang,
though.
please. God damn it. Somebody fucking who's on that team again? Aslani or somebody. Anybody? Everyone? Aslani?
Nikita Paris,
Somebody?
Aslani,
That's
Grace
what
Fioro.
they do got Nikita Paris, don't they?
Isabel-
Why the fuck are they not scoring goals, bro?
Yeah.
Grace
That's a-
Fioro. Like, come on.
Isabel Goodwin
Yeah.
has
2-1.
shown good form.
2-1 London City. And they're London City are at home too for that match.
My
2-1
thing.
London City.
Oh, sorry. Those. Okay.
This is how I catch up. I hope y'all pick Tottenham.
Mark.
I want to go 2-2 draw.
Ooh.
I don't know if London City is quite there yet to win, but I think I'm gonna go with the draw. It's either gonna be a really boring, ugly 0-0 draw, or like
I feel like it's going to be a really boring, ugly 1-0 win, to be honest. But I'm just saying 2-1 for the vibes.
Nah, screw it. I'm gonna say 0-0. Oops, I put marks in mine. I was like, I don't
For
think
those
they
that don't know,
scored.
that is also a 3:55 a.m. kickoff for me on the West Coast. So, like, I hope y'all understand when we talk about these matches, and when I say I've watched a lot of these matches, most of these matches have been noon local time kickoff. That's 4 a.m. for me. I'm waking up before the sun to watch some of these dog shit matches. Just saying.
If we see the who's reffing the match, is he slip? When does he slip come back? I'm like, did she get another London City one? Because I'm changing mine. No, I'm gonna go 0-0.
Actually, you know what? Now I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, they must have announced it by now. Okay. Meanwhile, we'll go to Liverpool versus Brighton at St. Helens Stadium Sunday, 12 p.m. local time kickoff. I think same way that we don't believe in Tottenham. Like we said, we don't really believe in Liverpool yet. Not really.
I definitely don't believe in Liverpool.
Listen. Sometimes you just need a get right match, and this is about to be a nice little get right match for Brighton.
Yeah.
I got 3-1 Brighton on the road.
3-1 Brighton.
That's a big scoreline for a team without Michelle Adjemaine.
They put up 2 against United.
They did.
I think that's the biggest surprise. So I see it. I won't say mine yet.
I think 2-1 Brighton.
I'm gonna say 4-1 Brighton.
Jesus, y'all motherfuckers going fucking heavy.
Okay, but you all do think
Holy.
Liverpool's gonna score 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Liverpool score first.
Yes, yeah, exactly. They're going to score first. That is exactly what's going to happen.
I
They
think,
will score
especially at
first.
home, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, a free kick, corner kick, Kopac's header, early goal, and then they just get ran.
Okay. Yeah, to be honest, I was also thinking 3-1 Brighton. So I'll go with that. Did you look up the refs, Trev?
I can't find it. Like, I can't find the match appointments for this week. Like, I see one for early November, but like,
okay,
I need one for this week.
I'm still going. Then we have West Ham versus Leicester at Chigwell Construction Stadium, Tom's favorite stadium. Sunday, 12 p.m. local time. This is also one of those, like, you really gotta love Woso to watch this game. I think I'm gonna go Leicester Oh, but it's at Chigwell. This is where, like, I was going to go Leicester 2-0. I'll stick with my initial one. I'll say Leicester 2-0.
I got a Leicester smash and grab 1-0, late goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have Leicester 1-0.
All right.
I'm gonna say Leicester 2-0.
Okay.
I think they want to make up for that drubbing they got at Arsenal. I think they scored 2, and
This is the game this is when West Ham gets their first points. Clock it right here.
You're gonna say a draw?
No, I'm saying we all chose Leicester, so we know.
Oh
so
yeah,
West Ham is going to
listen.
come out and get a win. First point.
I cannot
After that,
find
none
where
of us-
these
none of us-
referees are appointed, bro. Like, this is crazy. I'm on the official sites and everything. This is what?
Yeah, like it's like they just have it for last week's match.
For last, like they do it the week later, and I'm just like, why?
Oh. Surprise. Okay, and then finally we have Everton versus Man City at Goodison Park, Sunday, 2:30 p.m. local time.
I'm
This
so
one's also a
scared of
tricky
this
one. This one's also a tricky one.
Tricky. I'm telling you right now. Like City has City's players are tired. They're out there tired, boss. Like Bunny Shaw been running all that. Like just no one can back her up. Like Viv can't be in there because she's got to play the 10. Like Everton's gonna win this match. Kelly Gago, brace 2-1. Book it, Everton.
I'm gonna say 2-2 draw. Tom has convinced me.
I'm actually, yeah, also because they have a short week. Like on the following Saturday is the Manchester Derby. And like maybe they're saving, if there are any legs to save, might be saving some for that. I think everyone has to play all matches at this point, given how many injuries there are. But
I mean, but what are City like waiting for though? Like they don't. All due respect, they don't have Champions League to worry about. Like, are they saving legs for what?
no, just for like the title race, like saving, not saving, but if they think like Everton is like a shoe-in.
They do. They better not think Everton's a shoe-in.
Absolutely not. Because their shit will get wrecked.
Can I make 2 predictions on that case? Because like, if City come in with a rotated squad, they're losing 3-1. 100%. Like, I don't even feel unconfident. Like, if City come in with a if I don't see like Bunny Shaw starting and like they're losing 3-1. I think officially though, I think my prediction is going to be 2-1 to City. I think they do just enough.
That's what I was about to say, but I'll say.
I mean, you can say it too. You don't have to like disagree.
Oh, I know. No, not disagree.
You're all the way in first and shit. You know what I'm saying?
She's trying to extend her lead.
I think I'm gonna also go with a draw.
I didn't pick a single draw this week, I don't think.
I'm just thinking, do I do it 1-1 or 2-2? I don't think it's not gonna be 3-3. Well, maybe. You know what? I'll just go big. I'll go 3-3. 3-3 draw.
Actually, can I change mine? I want to change mine to a 2-2 draw. I'm going to change mine to a 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
I was just looking at it. I was like, I didn't pick a draw this week, and I feel like there's always one. And I feel like if there is going to be one, it'll probably be City Everton. As much as I also feel like it'll be United Villa, but like
It's like Everton just came off another 3-3. I was like, why not do it again?
I think 2-2 draw for Everton at home. I think the Loons get crazy.
So none of us are picking a City win.
Correct.
Damn, that's crazy.
Tom
Not even Tom is
us.
backing his team, bro. What?
No. Did you watch that match against West Ham? We have decided that West Ham.
I watched that one and I watched the one against Newcastle. Yeah, I watched both of them.
Okay. Yes. So and they look leggy, and that is not against Leggy, and they have to start Gracie Pryor against Kelly Gago, I panic. Yeah, sound the alarm immediately.
2-2 draw would be perfect result for Arsenal. I mean, well, honestly, City losing would be a perfect result for Arsenal, but I don't think Everton get that done.
All right, folks. That concludes our Matchday 7 recap and Matchday 8 preview. Do you guys have anything more to say?
I was just say real quick for Chelsea. I know we kind of talked about this with other matches, but this is a big stretch for them as well. You have this away to Arsenal is the first of 3 away matches that they have in a row. They go to St. Polten and Liverpool after that, and then end the month with. Well, and then they end the month at home to Barcelona.
Right.
I love you, Mark, but holy shit, that was a stretch. Bruh said this is a tough 3-game stretch. We got Arsenal.
No, I said it's a 3-game stretch on the road.
Have 0 points.
I said it's a 3-game stretch on the road. That's all. I didn't say.
No, yeah, definitely hard on the road, but like if you're gonna have a 3-game stretch on the road, you got 2 easy teams.
And it ends with Barcelona. That's the point I was making. Yeah.
That one I'll give you that one.
So I think that it's going to be a telling month for them. But that's.
They also have pressure. Chelsea is still the team that has to win Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, I think like what you've been saying, like about everything leading into this match for Arsenal. I kind of feel like about the Barcelona match. Like
that's fair. That's fair. You feel like you got to go into that match with 9 points.
Yeah, and like I think more so it's about the performances for me. Like I think the performances from a chance creation standpoint have been more encouraging lately. They still allow a few too many chances for my liking, but I
hope you allow a lot more this weekend. I'm not gonna lie. I just want this win, man. I just don't want the title to be over in the beginning of November. Like I said at the beginning of the year, I didn't have much expectations for Arsenal. Like I wanted them to win the title, obviously. But like I don't expect them to. I didn't expect them to win Champions League, but I just don't want it to be over at the beginning of November. Like be more competitive. This is going to be I'm so sick. I'm so sick that we are as injured as we are going into this match. I
don't even care about the title at this point. I thought it was over after the
that's crazy
City loss. The City loss is where I thought it was over. That's why I'm like, okay, I can go into watching these like less stressed as Champions League that I'm like stressed about. But then also, it's less that I want Arsenal to win the league and more that I just don't want Chelsea to win again. So if United comes and takes it, hell yeah.
Honestly, if United wins the league, I wouldn't be that
mad. What world are we living in that we are rooting for Mark Skinner to win?
To be fair, I'm rooting for the players.
Yeah.
And again, like I say this as someone who very much is invested in men's side of soccer too. Like I would love nothing more than their men to shit the bed and then their women to win the WSL title. And then to have to then go into next summer explaining like why they still won't invest in their women's side. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Okay. Okay.
But I just want to win. I'm sorry. Like I know that's like, you know what I'm saying, but I just,
I get you. I get it. But no. I get it, but no.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast. Hit that follow button to stay up to date when new episodes drop. Leave us a rating and a review if you can. We'd love to hear your feedback. Interact with us on the socials, on BlueSky. We keep saying we're going to get our Instagram started. We'll have that soon.
That's my New Year's resolution, to be fair.
There you go.
Instagram is going to happen.
12 teams, 6 games, 4 hosts. You know the deal. See you next week.
Get some rest.
3 points this weekend. That's all I want. Where's that?